Hey guys, it's been a hot minute. Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about this book I finished today, Lightlark, and sorry. That was really fun. I really liked that. And I just kind of want to talk about it cuz I was hooked. Like first book, first few pages, and I ate it up. I was reading like throughout school and it was just like, it was great. Anyways, in today's video, I'm going to be reading over people's reviews on Lightlark and giving my opinions on them, and then just touching over some of my thoughts on this book because I don't have a whole lot, but I do have some, and I would like to talk about them. It has been a while because I have been busy working, and I've missed doing this so much, and I've kind of been in a reading slump. I read 4 books from the span of August till December, so I've been reading a little bit, but now I feel like this is gonna get me out of my reading slump because I just ordered the second book, and hopefully I eat that series up, and after that I kind of want to read like Shadow and Bone, maybe Caravel. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, let's get started. Okay, so first we're gonna look at some reviews. This one is pretty short because some people be typing essays and I am like not gonna read that all. Okay. Yes, I did enjoy this book, and no one is forcing me to say this. After reading this book, I can say Lightlark's target audience are adolescents. Being 21 myself, I couldn't connect with the story as a 14-year-old have, and that's perfectly okay. That being said, I still think it's a well-written, easy to read, and enjoyable story. I definitely think it's easy to read. Is it the most unique thing I've ever read? No, but it is to some teenager out there. I enjoyed it for what it gave me, not for what I wish it did. Still, Aster included everything I loved in a YA fantasy in this book. I mostly enjoyed it for the nostalgia I felt reading it, with the enemies to lovers plot points, a lush story, and twists and turns I didn't see coming. I'm excited to see where the rest of the story will lead and can't wait for the sequel. That's a nice review. Some people like tarot books, so this person gave it 4 stars. Yeah, I do agree with good plot twists. They didn't say good plot twists. They said twists and turns I didn't see coming. Okay, so let's actually talk about the plot twists in this book. The 4. There was 4 plot twists that were like, for me. One was finding out that Oro was dying. I was like, hello? 2 was when Oro betrayed her. And he was like, she has no power, and I'm gonna team up with you, Cleo. And I was like, he did not just do that. And then 3 was when it was like, Ella has been deceiving me. And I was like, oh. And then 4 and 5. 4 was Grimm erasing her memory, and like, they had like past love connections, which was like Shatter Me vibes. And then 5 being, oh, obviously that Celeste is Aurora. That got me. But it's like, my thoughts on the plot twist is I felt it was a little bit overstimulating. I do love me a good plot twist, but sometimes it was just like, she just kind of threw it in there. Like that random Ella plot twist, she was like, oh, Ella had been like deceiving me, but then like we never really talk about it that much, and then like we do find out why, because like Celeste and stuff, or I don't even know if she was actually like a traitor or not. I couldn't remember, to be honest, but I was just like, I just felt like that was just something that wasn't talked about a lot, and I was just like, huh. Anyways, I don't know, maybe because I don't know, I thought it was a lot of plot twists, but they definitely got me. We'll definitely deep dive the Celeste one because that was interesting. Anyways, enemies to lovers, this one did a really good job. And I really do want to deep dive that triangle, but I'm going to talk about that later on. So yeah, this is honestly my thoughts exactly, like 4 stars. Yeah, easy to read. It's pretty well written because I thought there was some plot holes, but then the ending kind of concludes it all, so that was really nice. So yeah, that was fun. Okay, this one looks fun. 1 star. It's the Hunger Games on Love Island, but not in a good way. That's like clock. I'm not saying I agree with this person, but that's I really like that description. So, what went wrong? World building, it's not existent, there's no clarity. Characters, all of them were bland, there's no personality. I wanted to connect with the other characters more. Maybe that's something that's going to happen in the rest of the books, which I'm excited for. But to be honest, it really only talked about Grimm, Oro, Celeste, and obviously the main character Isla. I can't really remember anyone else that was like of course there's other rulers, like they were important, but I don't really think we know a whole lot about them. And maybe it's because it's not necessary. I just thought it would be fun to like resonate and care about the characters. So I don't care about Cleo and I don't care about the Skyling King or whatever. I really only cared about Grim, Oro, and Isla, and that was it. And my thing about Isla's character, she was a little bit confusing for me because in the early pages we are told that she was taught to fight and she's supposed to be really strong. So I'm thinking like, oh, so she's like Jude strong, like she's formidable from the start, which I love that because like she's been trained well. Like, she hung on a tree for 5 hours and she almost died in the woods. So she says that she's had near death experiences before and she's been trained her whole life to be cunning, to be smart, and to know how to fight. But then she makes so many reckless decisions just because of carelessness. Like when Cleo catches her when she's like snooping around somewhere. Actually, Cleo catches her multiple times and I felt like they were so avoidable. Or just like a lot of times she was just like, oh, I'm an idiot, I shouldn't have done that. And like we're told, like she's supposed to know better based on the backstory. So I'm just like, so is she strong or is she weak? Because right now she's supposed to be strong, but it's giving weak, if that makes sense. But I liked her character. What's his name? Grimm. He was interesting. It was low-key like his trope just sold him. Like that just is like what I knew him by. That broody dark guy who's misunderstood and doesn't care what other people think. And that just told me everything I needed to about him, but like in a basic way, because the book didn't do a whole lot of it for me. Oro, I really thought his character was interesting to me. I guess I can see how it was bland. I don't know. Female main character, she's extremely weak. Could I just said that? Love interest, I swear, don't ever disrespect Rysand and Edward Cullen. I don't know who Rysand is. Writing is super messy. There's no life in it. Imagine eating cardboard as a salad. That's what this book is. I honestly don't think it's messy. I think the ending really ties up all the things you were like, wait, this is a plot hole and I'm confused about this. Like, there's an explanation for all the things that you think. Well, when right, the cover of the book ends. Whoever rated this 3 stars and above is absolutely 100% lying to you. It's the perfect recipe to put you in a reading slump. So no, I disagree. It kind of got me out of my reading slump. But valid. I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. That was fun. I really, really liked the Hunger Games on Love Island. So each review is low-key taking me 3 minutes, so I need to speed it up. This is gonna be the last one, and then I can talk about other things. Okay, this one is 1 star. Nobody. Alex Astor. Did you know I'm #1 New York Times bestseller? Did you also know my book is being made into a movie franchise by Universal and the producers of Twilight? Well, Alex Astor, did you know your book is absolute dog shite? I will be watching it. That's mean. But like I said, everyone's entitled to their own opinions, and I'm trying to find like a review that like talks about the book itself, not that they just hated it, you know? So we find one. Okay, let's see. Overall, it's a 3.84 games. Hi. Oh, this one's an essay. It's so long. Okay, this one is fun because it's like 4 paragraphs and it's a 3 star. So mixed opinions. Can I see why people don't like this? Yes. Was it anything revolutionary? No. Did I predict the plot twist at page 9? Yes, I didn't predict the plot twist. Was the writing the best? No. Do I care about any of this even a little? No, I don't. Was I here for the vibes and a silly, fun, feet-kicking good time? Yes, and that's what matters to me. It's not that deep, people. I have to be honest, 3 of these stars are entirely for Shadow Daddy Grimm, but he's the villain and he betrayed her, and so your point is, guys, I'm sorry, I don't even have the slightest urge to switch sides at the end of this, and people telling me I might change my mind in book 2. It's important to know I'm a Klaus Mikkelsen girly. If you know, you know. There's simple, no changing my mind. There's simply no other team as far as I'm concerned. I low-key was always for Oro, and I'll explain later. For 45% of this snow, I thought Oro was a 60-year-old man and can't stop picturing him as President Snow. Ooh! Well, then she's definitely not gonna love him. I mean this with zero judgment whatsoever. I'm genuinely so confused as to how there even is a Team Oro. I'm sorry, Isla girl, I know you need to have your temporary lapse in judgment and choose a nice blonder guy who's good for you before going back to the dark and deadly morally gray one, but like, come on. But I feel like Oro is morally gray. Or like, this mask that he puts on, it doesn't, just because he's a Sun King, it doesn't mean he's like happy, because he gives mad RBF energy. The man is a snooze fest. I have more chemistry with my frickin' wall. Anyways, Team Grimm until I die. No, this book will not be for everyone. The world building was essentially non-existent. I guess, well, I don't know. I feel like the world building was enough to like, yeah. I think it was just simple writing. Like, nothing was just like too in-depth and stuff like that. So that helped me, I guess. I found the Isla and Oro chapters quite boring. I like them so much. And yes, it was predictable as crap, but despite its flaws, I still really enjoyed it. I love the trials aspect of this, and the romance had me giggling and kicking my feet. I'm easy to please. I feel like I'm easy to please too. So, yeah, that one, I feel like that one was my favorite review so far. So that is it for the reviews. Let's dish out this book. I low-key want to do more, like, I want to go back and look at reviews for, like, Shatter Me and stuff. I feel like that would be fun for another day. Anyways, so, whoever, if Alex Astor marketed her book as similar to The Hunger Games or anything, I personally did not see it, because the Centennial, right? I think that's what it's called. Okay, I can see why she would want to kind of say they're similar-ish, but I really don't see it at all, because first of all, someone made this point, and I was like, that's so facts. The first 50 days were spent not killing someone and just doing these demonstrations, which were like tests and trials. Great. But like, they weren't like, okay, they were definitely tough, like the one where you had to face your fears and stuff, but I felt like none of them were really like deadly like that, whereas literally in the Hunger Games, it would be like a week to kill off all the kids. And like, of course they add all these parts in the book to make it more challenging and more interesting and complex, but at its core, the Hunger Games is children fighting to the death. And the Centennial wasn't really like anything fighting to the death. They only had to kill one person, and in the other 50 days, I just felt like, first of all, the other rulers, like, I feel like they were never important, and there was just not really that much fighting. Okay, Cleo tried to kill Isla every now and then, but like, it didn't feel like it was in the context of a game or an arena or like a battle to the death. It was just like, she was just trying to get rid of someone she thought as unimportant and stuff, but not in the sense of like how Hunger Games kills to win and survive. Like, Cleo didn't kill Isla to survive. She killed Cleo because she killed Isla like for whatever her own intentions. And also, I feel like that is something that kind of never is like a loophole that never got closed. I don't know. You just like, Cleo is talked about a lot, but then she's just not there. She's just she's like that basic mean girl that's annoying and you don't really know much about her. Like, yeah, she would do anything for her people and stuff, but I don't know, she's always attempting deaths on Isla, and then there's like nothing about like what Cleo thinks, and I don't know. Also, I did like how I'm not really a third person. Like, I prefer first person, but this book made me forget it was in third person, and it didn't bother me. Although, it would have been fun if she played, like, since it's third person, it's easier to transition from other people's thoughts, I guess, but she only was in Isla's thoughts third person wise. But I guess it's because she's the main character. But like, I don't know. Just a thought. Because, I don't know. Anyways. So I don't think it's like the Hunger Games at all, but it did remind me a little bit of Powerless, because she's constantly like, I'm powerless, I wish I had my powers, which also I kind of didn't like, because stop complaining. You should be at peace with this, since you've grown up your whole life knowing you don't have magic, so stop complaining about how you don't have magic, and use your strengths that you do have, because you being like, I wish I had magic isn't going to do anything here. That's my opinion on her constantly talking about how she's powerless. But yeah, and Peyton brings up being powerless so much, I feel like. So I thought that was kind of similar. And then Celeste reminded me a lot of Adina, which characters like that I never really care about. Like a girl best friend who's just soft-spoken and she's so sweet and supportive. They're definitely fun, and I like them, but I don't care about them. So if you die, sure. Like when Adina died, I was like, okay. Anyways, there's some other point I was gonna make, but I forgot. Grimm's like whole, actually no. Grimm and like Isla's love, I was like, cute, except we like know nothing about Grimm and he just keeps spawning and he just already loves her. Like, why does he already love her? Like, he barely knows her. But then they have like a Warner and Juliet moment where like they loved each other in the past, but like memories got erased, which is so sweet. But like, I personally just like throughout the book I was like, man, there's like no shot it's gonna be Oro and Isla, but if they were, like the tension and just like the way he acts around her, I don't know, I really enjoyed reading it, because she kind of did get Oro to open up, but then he's inconsistent, and it's exciting to me. So I was actually really glad that she ends up with Oro, and like he's the right choice. And but like his character isn't like, oh, he's like golden retriever energy and he's the better person and stuff, and he's not morally gray. I think that like how he acts is like annoying, because he's like, you disgust me. But this was a really good triangle, because I felt before Grimm got bad, I genuinely was torn, like, between them two, but I was leaning more towards Oro, but I was like, wait, this could be good. Oh, and then my last thing that I was just like, maybe it's because I'm bad at comprehending books, because I am sometimes, actually. I am slow, but I, like, felt like you don't really have a good image of what Isla is supposed to look like. Maybe because I'm slow. But, like, I think Oro says something about her eye, so that tells me her eye color. And I think there's, like, a mention of, like, her black hair stuff. But, like, in the start of the book, the synopsis, I always need some kind of description. And I felt like there wasn't a whole lot. But, yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Guys, like, don't take anything I say seriously. These are just the thoughts that run through my brain, and I just, like, typed it down and talked about it in the best way I could explain, but I don't explain stuff great, so that is it for Lightlark. I can't believe I read that. It wasn't even on my TBR list. My sister just had that book, and I was like, this looks cool, let's give it a try. Obsessed. I'm obsessed. I'm just scared the second book is gonna disappoint me. Please don't. I really want to read the second book, the third book, the fourth book, the Oro and the Grimm book. All of it. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Mwah.